The rise of the bulldozer beast in the previous part ... was not the end. The ruthless ocean still hides a much greater and crazier secret. Deep under tens of thousands of tons of water pressure, where sunlight cannot reach, ... lies a true giant of the mining industry, a marvel of mechanical engineering. The Komatsu 9601 super mining truck, a mobile mountain as tall as a 3-story building. With a payload of hundreds of tons, it sank and has slept at the bottom of the abyss for decades. Its once proud steel armor is now just a massive artificial reef. Enveloped in darkness, coldness, and the ruthless corrosion of sea salt. Machine of such absurd size out of the muck is an unprecedented challenge. An elite team of divers must risk their lives, navigating through sharp blocks of steel. They face strong currents and zero visibility to hook up dozens of large diameter steel cables. On the surface, the heavy-duty crane system begins operating at full capacity. The massive iron chains screech with a piercing sound, stretched to their absolute limits. The horrific suction of the seabed mud tries to hold the giant back in the darkness. But human strength and willpower prevail. The massive iron block slowly breaches the water's surface, rising to meet the sunlight after all these years. Tons of seawater and thick mud cascade down like a pitch-black waterfall. Once hoisted ashore and brought to the restoration shop, the true scale of the saltwater's devastation becomes clear. The great machine now looks like nothing more than a rotting corpse of the industrial age. The high-pressure water jet is activated, howling like a blade of water. It slashes straight into the ruins of time, tearing off the armor of barnacles. Hundreds of pounds of thick seaweed clinging to every frame are mercilessly blasted away. The foul stench of the sea slowly fades, giving way to the bitter, rusty smell of necrotic steel. The major surgery begins with the mobility system. Tires taller than a human. Each weighing several tons, now flat and rotting, are removed using a crane. Every massive bolt is completely seized, petrified after all those years soaking in salt water. Standard wrenches and impact guns are entirely useless against this stubbornness. The mechanics have no other choice but to use high-temperature cutting torches. Sparks fly everywhere. Thick layers of rust are melted and peeled away. The thunderous strikes of sledgehammers echo throughout the shop, breaking the deadly bonds. The colossal dump bed, which once held hundreds of tons of ore, is now hoisted high. It reveals the chassis system underneath, deteriorated and rusted to an alarming degree. Every hydraulic cylinder, as thick as an ancient tree trunk, is painstakingly loosened and taken down. The hydraulic fluid inside has turned into a pitch-black, foul-smelling sludge. And here comes the toughest, most expensive part of the surgery. The massive V18 diesel-electric hybrid engine, the heart of the super mining truck. Saltwater has flooded every crevice, devastating the combustion chambers, cylinders, and cooling system. This multi-ton heart is hoisted entirely out for a detailed dissection. Opening the engine cover reveals a horrifying sight. Everything is seized tight in rust. The pitch-black pistons are welded to the cylinder walls, completely immovable. They have to use a hydraulic press to force each one out, shattering and completely discarding them. The entire engine block is soaked in a specialized rust-removing chemical for days on end. The massive crankshaft is mounted on a lathe, ground smooth and polished until it reflects light. Brand new, gleaming components begin to be installed, replacing the necrotic parts. Fresh drops of engine oil are pumped in, awakening the steel veins that had long run dry. The giant electric motors attached to the wheel axles are also rewound with copper wire and fully restored. Muscle and nervous system restored. Now it's time to reclaim the glory for this grand outer shell. Dozens of mechanics, clad in full protective gear, take turns wielding high-pressure sandblasters. They blow away every last trace of rust clinging to the massive frame. The raw metal surface is exposed, ready for the final stage of transformation. A solid gray anti-rust primer is coated entirely over the machine. And then the true magic appears. The iconic, brilliant yellow Komatsu paint is sprayed on. It brings with it life, pride, and the eternal power of mechanical engineering. Gleaming and majestic, the giant machine now bears no trace of its deep-sea grave. The reassembly process begins. Every massive component is precisely connected by cranes. Brand new heavy-duty tires are mounted onto the wheel axles. The V18 heart is carefully lowered into the engine bay. The hydraulic lines are tightly connected. From the gigantic cargo bed to the cabin high above, everything is in its rightful place. Every step is complete. The atmosphere in the shop is now dead silent and breathtakingly tense. The lead mechanic takes a deep breath and climbs the towering stairs to enter the cabin. Inside the brand new cabin, the electronic dashboard lights up, the system's signaling ready. His hand touches the fateful key. Every eye below is fixed on the massive exhaust stack. 3 the key is turned. The starter motor whines loudly and then a massive burst of black smoke shoots out, tearing through the air. The V18 engine thunders like lightning, shaking the entire restoration shop. The giant dump bed slowly and smoothly raises, demonstrating absolute power. The greatest, craziest resurrection in history has been successfully completed. The giant of the deep has truly awakened, ready to crush any obstacle once again.